is this beautiful edge design featuring medallions that hang off the bottom of your work. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the medallion dangle edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. Okay, so for this design, we're gonna create the little motifs first, and then I'm gonna show you how to add them to your work. So start by doing a slip knot, however you do that. And we're going to begin with a base ring. So for your base ring, you wanna chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to turn this into the ring by closing it off, doing a slip stitch into the first chain that you made. So this first thing here is a slip knot, so not there. Into the first chain that you made, insert your hook and pull through to close. And now you have that ring that you're going to work into the center of. We're going to begin row 1. For row 1, we're going to chain 3. And you're going to do 3 double crochets into the ring. So yarn over, into the ring, insert a double crochet. And do that twice more. Now you'll have essentially the chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and 3 double crochets after. We're going to turn this into a popcorn stitch, so pull up your loop a little bit and remove your hook. You're going to go to the top of the chain 3, insert your hook into the top of the chain 3, back into the loop, and now you can pull it back down to tighten it up and do a slip stitch. And this is now closed off and it becomes a popcorn stitch. Now we're going to chain 3. And now you're going to work a popcorn stitch into the ring. Now every popcorn stitch moving forward is going to be made out of 4 double crochets. So let me show you. I'm going to do 4 double crochets like normal into the ring. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to pull up my loop, remove my hook. Now you're going to insert it at the top of the first double crochet that you made. Grab your loop again and then pull it tight to close. So that is your second popcorn stitch. And now we chain 3. So that's essentially what you're doing all the way around. We're doing a popcorn stitch of 4 double crochets and then a chain 3. You're going to end with 6 popcorn stitches, including this first one that you made, with chain 3s in between. So what I want to tell you is that this is going to get quite tight, like the space that you have left to work in. So the way to do that, like to make more room, is to push, like with your right hand, push your stitches, and then with your left hand, pull those chains that form the ring. That's going to make this tighter and give you more space here to work in. You'll notice you'll have to do that as you keep going. So let me just do one more for you. I'm doing a popcorn stitch of 4 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull up my loop here. Now I'm going to insert my hook on top of the first double crochet, bring it back into the loop and pull it through to close. And now we chain 3. So as you see now, these 4 stitches that I made are covering the ring quite a bit. So again, with my right hand, I'm going to like pin them down. And then with my left, I'm going to pull the chains that create the ring to tighten these up and give me more space for the rest. So I'm going to do this until I have a total of 6 popcorn stitches and chain 3s in between. I'll do basically 3 more popcorn stitches and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just finished my 6th popcorn stitch and my last chain 3. So when you're done that chain 3, essentially you're just going to be doing a slip stitch to the first popcorn stitch. So the top of the popcorn stitch is a little bit weird because you've got a lot going on there. But as long as you go through the top of the double crochets that are kind of cinched together, it's a little tight, so you can just insert your hook through under a couple of loops and then pull it through with a slip stitch to close. So this here is the end of row 1 of the motif. Let's move on to row 2. You're going to start it with a chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet. And now into the same spot as the slip stitch, which is the top of the popcorn stitch, you're going to work 1 half double crochet into that same spot. 1 half double crochet there. Now we're going to move on to the chain 3 space. Into it, you're going to do 4 half double crochets. So just around the chain space, work 4 half double crochets. 3, and this is 4. Now we've come to the popcorn stitch, and on top of it, at the very top of the popcorn stitch, you want to do 2 half double crochets. So again, this is a little bit of an awkward spot because it's just double crochets that are kind of cinched together. I'm trying to go under these 2 loops here. So I think I did this too tight, but there we go. Into the top of the popcorn stitch there. Pull your yarn back and complete your half double crochet. And you want 1 more. So it should be 2 on top of the popcorn stitch. And then you can go back to the chain space. So for this row, you want 4 half double crochets around the chain spaces and 2 on top of the popcorn stitches. So I'm going to do that all the way around. 4 half double crochets around the chain space, 2 on top of the popcorn stitches, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I'm almost at the end here, and I just want to show you. I just did my last 2 half double crochets on top of the popcorn stitch. I've got 1 more chain space to go. You began doing the ones on top of the first popcorn stitch, so you're just going to finish this row by doing 4 half double crochets around the chain space. So this is 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 that you started with. So we've got that chain 3 we began with before the first half double crochet. On top of that chain 3, insert your hook and do a slip stitch. Now this here is the end of the first motif. You're going to go ahead and create however many motifs you need, remembering that the header itself is going to be made out of multiples of 14. And every 14 stitches, you're going to need a motif. So let's say you do, 28 stitches to begin with, and you're going to need 2 motifs. And if you add, every 14 stitches you add, you're going to need 1 more of these. So make however many you need, and then I'll show you how to do the header. Okay, I've created 2 motifs here. So now we're going to join them with a header. Go ahead and make a slip knot. And we're going to join this to your motif by going into the second half double crochet that's on top of the popcorn stitch. So on top of the popcorn stitch, you have 2 half double crochets going into the same place. So to the one on the left is where you're going to insert your hook. Grab your new yarn and then pull it through. Now from here, we're going to chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this chain 11 counts as a double treble crochet and a chain 6. So now we're going to find the next 2 half double crochets that are on top of the next popcorn stitch. So to the second one, the one on the left, you're going to do a single crochet. So skip all of these stitches and then go into that second half double crochet on top of the popcorn stitch with a single crochet. And there we go. Now we're going to chain 6. And now you're going to find the next popcorn stitch and those 2 half double crochets that are above it into the second one, so the one on the left, you'll do a double treble crochet. For a double treble crochet, you're going to yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into that stitch, and complete your double treble crochet. So pull up a loop, and you're yarning over, pulling through 2 loops at a time. This is going to give you a very tall stitch. And there you have it. That's kind of the border of the first motif. Let me see here. After doing the double treble crochet on this motif, to continue to connect the other motifs, you're going to go and do a double treble crochet into the second half double crochet of the next medallion, those that are on top of the popcorn stitches. It's a bit of a mouthful, so let me reframe that. You're going to get ready to get a double treble crochet. So you're going to yarn over 3 times, right? I'm going to hold my yarn there so I don't lose it. I'm going to grab my next motif and find the 2 half double crochets that are on top of the popcorn stitch, and to the one on the left, the one that we've been working on for the previous motif, into there, I'm going to insert my hook. And now I'm going to pull the yarn back, pull up a loop, and from here complete a double treble crochet. Okay, and if you have more motifs to get through, then you would go ahead and go back to the beginning. Once you do this double treble crochet, to join the next motif, you would do another double treble crochet, as I explained before, finding one of those groups of 2 half double crochets on top of the popcorn stitch, doing the double treble crochet into the second one, the one on the left, and then chaining 6. So let me just verbalize this repeat for you, because I don't have more medallions to show you with. So the repeat starts by skipping the next, but because you end by doing the double treble crochet that connects your next medallion, and then chaining 6. So that's the end of the repeat. Then you go back to the beginning of the repeat by skipping the next 6 half double crochets, and then doing 1 single crochet into the second half double crochet on top of the popcorn stitch. Then you chain 6, skip the next bunch of stitches, and do a double treble crochet into that second half double crochet on top of the popcorn stitch. And then you would connect your next motif by doing a double treble crochet into that same stitch on top of the popcorn stitch, and then chaining 6. So that's like a bit of a mouthful, but if you're doing it, it makes sense that you're creating these kind of like arches on top of the medallion. You make 2, right? With a single crochet in between, chain 6, double treble crochet, chain 6, single crochet, chain 6, double treble crochet. And you're basically working the stitches into the second half double crochet on top of the popcorn stitch, which is the one on the left. Okay. That is the explanation of row 1. Let's move on to row 2. So for row 2, we're starting with a chain 1 and flip your work. Want to make sure that, both medallions, you're looking at the wrong side of them. So it's kind of concave because the popcorn stitch is facing the other way. So after the chain 1, we're going to do 1 single crochet on top of the first stitch, which is the double treble crochet. Then you have the chain space. So around the chain 6 space, you're going to do 6 single crochets. Just going around the chain 6 space. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by doing 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So on top of the single crochet, 1 single crochet. And now you're going to do 6 single crochets into the next chain 6 space. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, which are the double treble crochets. So 1 single crochet into each one of them. And now you have the chain 6 space into which you want to do 6 single crochets. Essentially, all across row 2, you're going to be doing 1 single crochet per stitch and chain. So if you have a chain 6 space and you're doing 6 single crochets, you can work them around the chain space or into the chain. It doesn't really matter. Then you'll have your single crochets and your double treble crochets, into which you're going to do 1 single crochet on top of each one of those. So you're just creating this like thin border for now, keeping the same number of chains and stitches. So let me see here, 2, 4, 5, 6. Then I've got a single crochet, so I gotta do 1 single crochet. And when you get to the very end, because you have a long turning chain, the chain 11, so we're gonna do 6 single crochets around the chain space first. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now the last single crochet, we actually do want to work it into the chain, and we want to work it into the 4th chain of the turning chain. So if you count it from bottom to top, right now I'm kind of looking at the back of the chain. So I can kind of twist it a little bit just to see them from the front. Yeah, let me see this way maybe. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So counting from the bottom to the top, I find my 4th chain, but I want to work in the back of it. So once I have that reference, I'm just going to insert my hook into that chain from the back and do my last single crochet into it. Okay. This here is the end of row 2 of the header. And now we're going to move on to row 3. So chain 2. And let's flip our work. You're going to work a half double crochet into each stitch of the row. So you can skip the first one, into the next, work a half double crochet. And now into each stitch all the way to the end, work half double crochets. When you get to the very end, you're just going to finish with a half double crochet. Now, this is going to be the width of the border that I will work. However, you can make this even thicker by creating more, like just repeating row 3, however many times you'd like. In my case, I'm just going to do it once, but you can go ahead and do as many rows of half double crochets as you want, and then connect it to your project. Once you're done the width that you want, go ahead and cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. Okay, and here we have it. This is really cute. The medallions, are facing, like this is the right side facing out. Popcorn stitches should be kind of coming out of it. And yeah, you get your border at the top. Again, this is me just doing 1 row of half double crochets. But if you want it to be thicker, then you just continue making the header a little bit taller.
Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.